Hi everyone, my name is Putri Lakusa. I am from English Department of Nusa Cendana University. So now we are going to analyze a poetry. The title is Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. So I believe that many of you have known this poem because this is one of the best poems from Robert Frost and many people have discussed about it, right? But honestly, I like this poem at the first time I read that because from this poem, Robert Frost wants to tell us about how people think the world will end. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Before we discussing about the analyzing, I'd like you to listen to that poem. So, I will read the poem for you guys. Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would survive. So Robert Lee Frost is one of the greatest poets in the United States and was born on March 26, 1874 in San Francisco and died on January 29, 1963 in Boston. His works describe rural life in New England, a region northeast of the United States, and he wrote his poems on social and philosophy themes. So the first publish of this poem was in December 1920 in Harper's Magazine and in 1923 in Robert Frost's book New Hampshire. This poem is written in single 9-line stanza, which greatly narrows in the last two lines. The matter of this poem is a mix of iambic tetrameter and iambic dimeter and has the rhyme scheme that is ABA, ABC, and BCB. The tone of this poem is light and formal, but there's no particular setting in this poem. In the beginning, the poem told us that the earth will destroy by fire, and then we also find that it will be destroyed by ice. And about the theme, I found some themes from different sources. The first theme is the world will destroy someday. The second is the power of both hatred and desire to destroy. And the third is hatred and power of emotions. It looks like the three themes has the same meaning, and it can be concluded by myself that the theme of this poem is about the end of the world by hatred or desire. According to the historical context, this poem was probably greatly inspired by Dante's Inferno, Canto 32, the first book of his 14th century Divine Comedy, which deals with the subject of sinners in a fairy hell. But the other sources say that the poem was created following a conversation with astronomer Harlow Shapley about the end of the world. He said that either the sun will explode or the earth will slowly freeze. Take your pick. For Frost, in 1920, life had certainly had its good days and bad days. He had begun teaching and writing full-time professions while he lived on a farm in New Hampshire. But on the other hand, he also needed to commit his sister in mental hospital, which marked the beginning of a difficult time for his family, and Frost's parents had both passed away. In this context, it is hardly surprising that his work took on a grim look at the world, and a topic such as the end of the world should rise out of these hard times. Now let's analyze the lines of this poem.